Seltzer Kings
podcasts.
This episode is brought to you by Skinny Pop Popcorn. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Oh, so light and crunchy. Skinny Pop Original Popcorn is the snack you've been searching for. Made with just 3 simple ingredients: popcorn kernels, sunflower oil, and salt. Snacking never felt or tasted so good. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Give yourself permission to snack and pick up Skinny Pop Original Popcorn today.
Think your little witch buddy's gonna stop with us? You saw her? She's a truck-driving magic mama. And we've got maybe seconds before Darth Rosenberg grinds everybody into Jawa burgers, and not one of you bunch has the midichlorians to stop her.
You've never had any tiny bit of sex, have you?
The annoying virgin has a point. What if Willow fillets their souls and comes after us?
She won't.
You don't know that.
We're her friends, Anya. Her family. She would never hurt us.
She tried to use you for a hood ornament, Xander. She doesn't care if you live or die.
Goodness, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Boys Watching Buffy. We're just 2 boys watching every episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer for the first time, giving our review, our reactions. We're your hosts. I am Joe Welke.
I am Vance.
Today we're talking Season 6, Episode 21, titled 2 to Go. Directed by Bill L. Norton. Written by Douglas Petrie. Original air date May 21st, 2002 to an audience of 5.31 million people. Big jump up from the last episode. And yeah, hell of an episode, you know?
Yeah, we only have 2 episodes to go in the season and 2 to go. A little double entendre.
These Buffy writers, they might know what they're doing.
They might be good at what they do.
But before we get into the episode, everybody, just a reminder, please join our Discord, have some fun in there. Join our Patreon, patreon.com/Boys Watching Buffy, where we do Boys Watching Angel, Boys Watching Movies, Joe's Fashion Report /Corner. I'll be honest with you, the Joe's Fashion Report /Corner for 2 to Go is gonna be a little light because everybody's wearing the same outfits they were wearing last episode. Made it tough on me. Made it a little tough on me. But we got a little something, but it's gonna be a short one. Sorry. But yeah, do that. No shout outs today. Still haven't heard from our Hawaii listeners. But if you want to get a shout out, 5-star Apple Podcast rating and review, Spotify 5-star rating, send it to us in our DMs, Boys Watching Buffy on Instagram, boyswatchingbuffy@gmail.com, or my personal DMs at Joe Welke. Or fucking send it to Vance. He'll send it over to me or something. We'll do some kind of shout out some way. But yeah, man. Let's get into this episode, huh?
Yeah. I thought I was really close with my prediction of Dawn taking down Willow.
I thought so too. I thought that was a great prediction that you had. And then when I saw it unfolding the way that it could have happened, I was like, no way.
Yeah. It still can happen. It still can kind of happen. It's not likely.
It might.
But it might.
As soon as I saw it going that way, I was like, is Vance clairvoyant?
I just understand TV and plot lines, man.
Yeah.
That's all.
But yeah, let's get into the episode. It opens up with Xander recapping the entire season.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of recap.
Yeah. Like, legit. It's the first line of the episode is like, here's what's happened in the last year of my life. Or like, here's what I did on summer vacation. Like, it details literally the entire season.
I'm happy you caught that it was Xander because I heard the voice. And I was like, who was that? I noticed it was someone different.
I'm pretty sure it's Xander, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, we usually get the Giles previously on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But no, this was Xander recapping, and after we get the entire season recap, we get Xander, Buffy, and Anya. They're running through the woods. They're trying to find Willow, who has disappeared after flaying Warren. And they're running, and Xander's like, I gotta stop. I think I'm going to be sick. And Anya's like, again? And Xander's like, I just saw a man get all of his skin ripped off. Excuse me for a second, please.
I was so happy that someone finally had a reaction to what they just saw.
Yeah.
Of the
And he's just
horrors
like-
they've seen in Sunnydale.
And, well, I mean, they did see that skinned up demon that one time, remember?
Yeah, but that was a demon and it was already like skinned up. And they watched it happen.
Yeah, they actively saw Willow skin a human man that they knew.
A former classmate.
Yeah. Just flayed and then exploded.
Yeah, and he said he could remember the smell. And yeah, it was a
that's
lot.
what I was like. He's like, the sights, the smells, it's just making me sick.
And Anya and Buffy are
Buffy's-
like, oh, whatever. Let's keep
Yeah,
going.
Buffy's kind of like patting him, like, it'll be okay. It's going to be okay, birdie.
Yeah.
But they kind of all regroup and they figure, like, oh, well, I mean, if she did that to Warren, she's going after Jonathan and Andrew too, because they're part of this trio. And Anya is like, I don't think that she's able to teleport because that's a lot of witchcraft, and I don't think that she's able to handle that yet. But you know who can teleport? Me. And she teleports and she just disappears, and like, oh, Xander's like, oh, cool. Well, I guess there's that. That's my ex-fiance, I guess.
Yeah, apparently witches can fly and become invisible, I guess. Because when she flies, she's invisible. I almost had one of my season predictions come true. I mentioned that there would be portals.
Oh, yeah.
Portals for teleportation. But we don't really get the portal aspect. But there's teleporting.
Very useful.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta get. I don't even know if it's that useful though. What we see later.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was just about to say.
I feel like everything's like a speed tunnel. One of those. What's the tunnel that they're trying to make that like hyper train underneath?
Oh,
yeah.
Elon Musk is trying to make underneath of
I think so.
Vegas
He
or
has
whatever.
like a bunch of those. Those pneumatic tubes is how people get around.
But after Anya teleports away, Xander's worried about her. He's like, I'm worried that she's going to go toe-to-toe with Willow, and I don't think she stands a chance against Willow. Did you see Willow, man? She is freaking terrifying right now. And Buffy's like, yeah, dude, she fucking killed Warren. And then Xander's like, well, I mean, Warren kind of had it coming, I feel like. And then Buffy retorts with, I think, one of my predictions where she's like, Jonathan and Andrew don't have it coming, though. Like, they didn't have anything to do with that. And Xander's like, yeah, try telling that to Willow. I don't think we're going to be able to get through to her about this. Like, she's on a rampage right now.
There's a lot. It comes up a lot later. But Andrew keeps saying, we didn't do anything. We didn't do anything.
Mhm.
And I was like, bullshit. Bullshit.
Yeah.
You guys didn't do the killing of Tara, but you guys, it's on all three of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, wasn't it like, don't they say that like the worst people in the Holocaust weren't the Nazis? It was the people that watched and just let it happen or something like that.
Mhm.
That's kind of where Jonathan and Andrew were
I also
at.
don't
Like,
think
could've-
I think they're not the greatest people, but I don't think they're the worst people.
Yeah. No, I think the people doing the active killing, a little bit worse.
A little bit worse.
But I just know that that's like a
Yeah.
sentiment or saying or something like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, I mean, they were along for the ride. They could have hopped off
They
at
were
any point. and they just
actively getting
stayed.
weapons to try to kill people.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're kind of worried that there's no way to reason with Willow because she's beyond reason. Like she's just she's got bloodlust.
Mm-hmm.
And they finally get to Xander's car, which is how they were going to get to the jail to save Jonathan and Andrew or whatever. And they get to his car and it's all smashed up because Willow got to it first and was like, fuck your car, homie.
Yeah. I mean,
and Buffy turns to Xander. And Xander's like, great, well, how are we going to get there now? And Buffy's like, I'm going to do my weird little sprint.
my note says, Buffy can run real fast.
Yeah. She's like, I'll meet you at the jail. And Xander's just left there. He's like, okay, I guess I'll see you there. And then he just kind of like slams his car. He's like, God damn it, I'm so useless.
How is he supposed to get there?
Dude.
He's going to die. You left him in the woods of Sunnydale. He's dead.
Yes. I mean, and also based on what we see later, I mean, number one, how far away is this jail? Number two, how fast is Buffy? Number three, how fast is Xander? How stealthy is Xander? Like, there's so much crazy shit going on. But
I remember seeing the map that was on that shirt that Willow had. And it was like top left corner, deep in the woods.
Yeah.
There's no police stations anywhere near that.
Yeah, man. I mean, that
police station is definitely off of Main Street.
But speaking of the jail, we now go to the jail. And Jonathan and Andrew are bickering in jail again. Oh, we're going to die in here. Oh, yada, yada, yada. And then Andrew is like checking his arm because he thinks that he can hear signals in his arm. And Jonathan's like, what are you doing? He's like, I see. I knew Warren never abandoned us. I'm trying to hear signals. And I think and Jonathan's like, what? You think he chipped us? You think there's chips in us? And he's like, yeah, I mean, he just wouldn't leave us like that. And Jonathan is just like, idiot. He's not coming for us. He's not coming for us at all. And then Andrew stands up and he's like, yeah, you know what? You being such a worrywart little piss ant, this is why we're going to leave you behind. And Jonathan's like, so you admit it? And Andrew's like, you know what? Yeah, I do admit it. We were going to leave you behind. That's why you didn't get a jetpack. And it's because you have no respect for the chain of command. And then they start fighting. Jonathan somehow gets him in a headlock and starts like noogieing him and shit. And he's like, you piece of shit, you were going to abandon me. I always knew you. I couldn't trust you. And then Anya shows up. She teleports into their jail cell. And she's like, you guys, we got to get out of here. Your lives are in danger. You're going to die if you don't come with me right now. We got to get you out of here. And Jonathan and Andrew are like, fuck you, dude. Like, we don't trust you. Like, why would we trust you? You're like on Buffy's side. And then Anya's like, no, you need to trust me. Willow killed Warren. I saw it happen. Warren is not coming back. Let me tell you, if you think Warren's coming back, you're dead wrong, because I saw her skin him alive. Well, and she's probably going to do the same to you or worse.
Yeah, she says, Warren shot Buffy. Warren killed Tara. Willow's killed Warren.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, Andrew's in his, he's in that denial stage of grief.
Yeah.
Anya just lays it out as matter of fact as she can, which is great.
And this is good version of Anya being matter of fact. Mm-hmm. Like, this isn't like, I don't understand human interaction. It seems like she's like, there's time is of the essence here. Yeah. I'm going to lay it out. Here's the facts. Mm-hmm. And once she does, Jonathan and Andrew kind of get a little worried.
Oh, well, Andrew looks like, oh, Warren. And then Jonathan goes, oh, me, or something.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Anya starts to call for the guard. And she's like, guard, get over here, guard. And then the guard comes over and he's like, little lady, how'd you get in there?
He's scratching his head like, oh, darn, I'm a Sunnydale police officer.
Yeah. And Anya's trying to explain the situation to him. She's like, look, you got to let these two guys free. Otherwise, everyone in here is in grave danger. And the guard's like, I'm not just going to let these guys get out of here. You kidding me? And Anya's like, look, dude, we're dealing with forces that you can't even understand. You can't even begin to comprehend. And the guard's like, and then Anya just teleports from inside the cell to outside the cell. And she's like, please, is this not proof enough? We need to get these guys out of here. And he's still like,
no, he just saw a woman teleport outside of a jail cell and he just had no reaction.
Yeah, no sense of urgency. Like, if I saw that and somebody was telling me that, I'm like, holy shit.
He didn't like freak out and didn't do the stumble back and nothing.
Yeah, I was kind of half expecting Anya to do her demon face too.
Yeah, demon face, and just say, lower your voice, demon face, say, give me the keys. And he's like, oh.
Yeah, or just turn to Jonathan and Andrew, wish that he would let you out.
I don't know if it works. I really don't know how vengeance demons work, and I don't think they're that strong.
Yeah. But I was flabbergasted when the guard was still just like watching this happen after a woman just teleported from inside the cell to outside in my face. Like, please let us out. Let them out.
I'm telling you, everybody in Sunnydale is just jaded and trauma. Like, just, yeah, man. I don't know. Living on the Hellmouth does things to people.
So then we go outside, and there's a cop in a cop car, and he's just sitting there. He's drinking his coffee, eating his donuts, typical cop shit. And then you start to have a little rumbling, a little Jurassic Park type shit.
Yeah.
Look at his coffee, which is like, was it outside of the cop car? I feel like
no, it's just like
it was like on the dashboard.
It looked like it was on a dash.
And we got a little rumbling in the coffee, and then electric surges are happening, lights are flickering. The cop's looking around like, duh, 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 duh. And Willow shows up in a tornado storm cloud.
Mm-hmm.
And the cop gets out, and he's like, duh, duh. And Willow just goes, take a nap. And then that guy just falls asleep.
It'd be better if he like whipped out a pillow and like tucked himself in, or put that like sleeping cap on that like old timey.
Just got it from his glove compartment.
Yeah. They're like, whoa, just pass out. Like, don't really get prepared. He's like putting on a meditation podcast.
He just crumbles to the ground.
Yeah.
So he crumbles to the ground, and then Willow starts using magic to like bust bricks out of Jonathan and Andrew's jail cell.
Doesn't it look like something that was bricked up? Like it used to be a window there, and they put bricks in front of it. It's so weird. Yeah,
it looked like it was just laid bricks.
And our jail cells is usually on the second floor like that.
I don't know. I've never been to jail.
Oh, wow. Look at jail. Look at no troublemaker jail.
Brag. Yeah. Have you been to jail?
No. But I don't brag about not being in the jail like you do.
Oh, man. But so, yeah, Willow's ripping holes in the wall of this jail cell. And then we go back into the jail cell. And the guard that witnessed Anya teleport from inside the jail cell to outside of it is watching this happen. Bricks are flying out of the wall. And the guard says, I'm not going to let them out because they'll be safe here. This is the safest place to be. Unbelievable.
And these two aren't even like a murder, like some killers that you can't let loose. They're like two young teens.
I think what they're like in there for is the robbery.
Yeah. Unarmed robbery.
Yeah.
With jetpack.
Crazy.
Like, open a gate, handcuff them, and move, you know?
I mean, even when he's saying, like, this is the safest place to be, and he sees bricks flying out of the wall, it's like, yeah, they could escape that way. Like, you could take them out of that cell, put them in a different one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he's kind of shitting his pants, too, because as he's seeing all this stuff, because Willow starts just, like, wrecking the jail. Mm-hmm. And then a bunch of cops flood out of the station, guns drawn, screaming nonsense at Willow. Like, I was trying to lip read, and the one cop just literally looks like he's just going like, wow, 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 wow.
Peas and carrots, peas and carrots, peas and carrots. Yeah. I was wondering if Willow was using magic to make them not shoot.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's got their guns drawn. Like, it looks like at least 5 guns.
It is
pulled
so
on her.
funny seeing the cops like squatted over and like edging forward and backing up and edging forward. It's like the weirdest extra reactions. They're like, what? And they're looking back at other cops like, what do we do? Like, you live in Sunnydale. This isn't even that weird seeing a lady do this.
Right? Just shoot her.
one of them would have just randomly shot, but I don't know if she's controlling them to stop them from shooting. She doesn't say anything, but they are guns drawn.
All of them,
yeah,
guns drawn.
And we've seen them open fire on Buffy at a high school.
Well, I mean, that was
no. That was the other one too. After
Kendra. Yeah, after Kendra died.
Yeah, she ran away and they were shooting at her.
Yeah, man. But I don't know if Willow is manipulating them into not shooting her, because I feel like all of her energy is trying to rip apart the jail cell until she decides to force push them all, and they all go flying. And then this is where Jonathan and Andrew are like, we're fucked, we're screwed, we're gonna die. Mm-hmm. And then from around the corner, Buffy Summers shows up. And I was like, she was only like 5 minutes behind teleportation.
Right?
I was like, how fast is she, dude?
Well, it's even worse next. What comes up next, but yeah.
Yeah. So then the cops get up as well. And in my notes, what cops surrounding Willow, no one shoots. And Jonathan and Andrew are inside and they're with Anya and they're like, hey, teleport us away with you because you can teleport. And Anya's like, it doesn't work like that. I can't do that. And then Buffy breaks into the jail as all the cops are flooding out, trying to subdue Willow. And then Willow eventually breaks the entire jail cell wall, or enough for her to get in. And then she flies herself up to this jail cell.
Way to use all of her energy to do this brick thing instead of just walking in.
Right?
I mean, I get it for a set piece, but practically, Willow, just walk in and be like, the two boys you brought here, tell me where they are. Nap, nap, done.
Right?
Yeah.
Or just nap everybody and then walk in freely. She easily made that cop fall asleep.
Yeah.
But no, she has to do this dramatic show of power.
Yeah.
And she flies herself up there and they're gone because Buffy has broken them out. You can see the jail cell bars are all twisted and she looks at it and she goes, Buffy.
Did that cop leave at that point? Was he outside at that point? Did he see her Hulk or Superman bend those bars?
I guess so, man. She has to have. Or he has to have left at that point because the only person left there is Anya. Yeah. And Anya's like, Willow, calm down. And let me tell you, you got a woman angry, man. You don't tell a woman to calm down, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, Joe.
Willow just electrocutes Anya. And Anya gets knocked out. She gets tossed up against a wall. And she's like, ow!
It won't be the last time.
Nope. And then Willow turns around and high-pitched demon screams out the hole in the wall. And then we go to the ground floor.
Which was cool, but I thought if she kept moving, she'd probably find them because they're not that fast.
They're not that fast and they're not that far away. It's like she can sense where people are.
I know.
But she couldn't sense that they got busted out.
The scream was cool.
It was a cool look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like a little banshee scream.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
But Buffy, Jonathan, and Andrew are just one floor below Willow.
Right? All she has to do is they're downstairs.
Just
kick through the floor.
Outside. Yeah. Jump through the same hole that you came out of.
Yeah.
And they were just downstairs outside and they're around the corner and they're like, we got to get away. We got to run away. And Jonathan and Andrew are like, we're just going to run. How are we going to outrun her? She's a fucking mega powerful witch. And there's all these cops outside watching this high-pitched scream happen too. And who should roll up but Xander Harris in a stolen cop car? And he's like, get in. And I was like, how fast is Xander? Did he whip up did his car get fixed?
Buffy shows up, goes upstairs, grabs the guys immediately. There's no time difference from when she gets there to going upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Xander has to be 2 minutes behind Buffy.
Yes. Because he has to have time enough to steal a cop car.
Yeah. And how did he pull that off?
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. He's super stealthy, apparently, too. Buffy running and catching up to Anya nullified the need for the teleportation because Buffy's just as fast as teleporting. And then Xander showing up right after Buffy negates Buffy's Slayer speed and teleportation.
Yeah. I could almost see if Xander took the cop car that the cop with the Jurassic Park coffee was in out front, if that was open, and he took that one. But he takes a completely different car from around the corner.
Yeah, because if he took the Jurassic Park cop car, he would have had to have walked past Willow and all the cops with their guns drawn.
No, I mean, she had flown up at that point.
Yeah, but the cops were still out there.
Yeah, but how did he get the other cop car is the question. At least they established that first cop car. And we know that the guy would have left his keys in it because he got out or something, maybe.
And also,
but I don't know.
This makes Xander a felon. Like, this is a federal crime, dude.
I love the staging of this scene. There's a cop with a shotgun that like gets out of the way of the car when it drives past, and then the other cops see the car driving past, and they go, "Hey, wait!" But the guy in front of it didn't react to it as if someone was stealing a cop car.
Yeah, I feel like they like do the "Hey, wait!" like slapping the car's hood and trunk and stuff. Like, "Hey, no, you can't do that."
It's like after the one cop gets by. It's really interesting blocking. Just, just TV stuff.
It's like there's at least a dozen cops outside.
What are they doing outside at that point? Because she flew up. Why didn't they go inside? Why are they still outside?
Uselessly pointing their guns at her.
But she's not even outside at that point.
I know. They're just up there listening to the scream.
Yeah.
But anyway.
How did Xander get there? How is he so fast?
Yeah.
That is a nitpick of all nitpicks.
Indeed. But they get away. The duo and Buffy get in there, and Buffy's running, hopping in as she's running, and Xander's driving away.
Wait, does Buffy hop into the? Yeah, she hops into the front.
Yeah, and then so they're driving away, and Jonathan and Andrew are like, "What the fuck? We gotta drive faster. We gotta get out of town. We gotta get out of here. Let's go. And Xander and Buffy are like, "Hey, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, we're not doing this." And then Xander makes it just the lamest, "If you keep doing this, I'm going to pull this car over" joke. And I was like, ugh.
He has a really good one later, though.
I'll forgive him for leaving Anya at the altar, but these jokes that he's been doing the last couple episodes, they're tough.
He's got a good one later. This one's mom and dad road trip joke, basically.
Yeah. So Willow eventually is like, "All right, I'm leaving. They're obviously not here, so I'm out of here." So she leaves. And then Xander, Buffy, Jonathan, and Andrew are driving around, and they're trying to escape, and everyone's worried. And then they're all wondering, like, hold on, if Willow's this mega powerful witch, why isn't she here right now trying to kill us? Like, what's going on? How come she's not here? And they're like, "We don't know, but we're just trying to get out of here." And then Jonathan, he's just like aghast. He's like, I can't believe that was Willow. Like, I can't believe it. Like, she used to be such a nice lady. Like, we went to high school together. Like, she was always super nice, studied, and kind of a bookworm.
It's just such a weird sentiment for him to have when he's a part of his nerdy high school crew who are trying to be mega villains. And you are now a powerful witch yourself, Jonathan.
Yes.
It was such a weird line. And then Andrew in this scene is, "We didn't do anything wrong." And then Buffy punches him. But he's like, I'm like, what are you two in the backseat going on about?
Yeah.
You did the Superstar episode, Jonathan. You are Willow. You're worse than her.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
It's just like, I don't know. It's such a funny way to shoehorn that in, because the Willow being a high school nerd keeps coming back up big time. Yeah.
But speaking of Willow, she arrives and she rear ends Xander's stolen cop car with a magically manipulated Mack truck driver. She's on top of a Mack truck. Pretty badass visual. just using magic to try and run Xander and Buffy and all them off the road. And she keeps rear-ending them. And Xander keeps looking back. And every time it happens, he's like, whoa, like, bro, you know this is happening.
I love the weird, like the set pieces are good, but the logic just doesn't make sense. We know that she can control cars.
Yes.
They are in a car. Just stop their car from moving.
Exactly. Pump the brake on their car.
Instead, she's like pulling this truck using all of her power. She's like, oh, if there was only some way I could stop this. If I could stop that cop car.
Yeah, man. I mean, we literally are seeing it happen at the same time. Like, just stop their car.
Yeah.
I mean, she's making it's making it seem like she's manipulating the driver of the truck. But last episode,
well, she wasn't manipulating the driver. The driver's trying to control the car, and he doesn't have control of it.
Oh, okay. But yeah, like we saw her last episode push. Maybe she can only push gas pedals with magic. She can't press the brake.
She can turn the steering wheel too. Yeah, she could definitely do the brakes. She definitely braked last time. She does it all. Yeah. I don't think there's a gas but no brake limit.
But she keeps rear-ending them, which is very ineffective. And they're like, I don't know how long we can keep this up for. And then Jonathan is just like, no, I can tell she's starting to drain power. She can't do this much longer. And then Willow starts to like cringe and like, yeah, this is so hard. And then the truck driver's finally out from under her spell and control, and he can manipulate the truck again.
It's a nice little S turn that he does to stop. First I was like, what is he doing? And I was like, oh yeah, he's doing like a nice little S turn. That was nice.
I honestly thought they were going to do like a turn and flip over. And I was like, bro, that's a big budget stunt.
Yeah. No, I didn't think that was happening. I think Willow's power draining face is hilarious, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Oh, I was like, that's so funny looking.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It is nice that they established in the Amy, once you went with Amy, that your powers do get drained.
Yeah.
Because that was never fully established beforehand. But this season, they have established it. So, good job. Good job. Kudos. This isn't out of the blue. Like teleporting is new. So we have to like explain. Yeah. I can teleport, but I can't teleport people. Yeah.
So after Willow's power is all drained, Xander and Buffy and Jonathan and Andrew, they get away. They go out driving. And Willow's just left there like rats. So then we go over to Dawn, and Dawn's hanging out with Clem, and Clem is... Clem is trying to explain the differences between Cool Ranch and regular Doritos, I think.
I don't think they mention what he's eating.
But it looks like the way that he's describing the differences between these two potato chips, I was like, is he talking about the difference between Cool Ranch and regular?
Maybe.
And it looks like in the bowls that he's got, it looks like regular Doritos and Cool Ranch. Could be wrong.
Okay.
That's what I took it as. But Dawn is not interested in this conversation. She cannot pay attention to Clem. And Clem is like, come on, dude, like, cheer up. Is there anything I can do to like help you make you feel better and like cure your boredom? I can tell that you're bored with this. And Dawn's like, no, it's not that. It's just my mind is elsewhere. It's just like, nobody really trusts me to do anything. And like, I'm left here and I'm hanging out with you and all this world ending shit's going on. Like, Clem, do I look weak and incapable? And Clem's like, no, of course not. You look very capable. And then Dawn's like, well, then I need your help with something. And Clem's like, I don't think that what you want to do is like a good idea. And she's like, why not? He's like, well, because your sister's the Slayer and I'm a demon, and being on the Slayer's good side, that's good for me. I'm not trying to piss her off because she'll probably kill me.
Yeah, she doesn't have those little qualms about killing demons like she does with humans. She'll just kill me right away.
And then Dawn does the most manipulative thing in the world. She's like, come on, Clem, I need your help. And Clem's like, no. And then she's like, Spike would have helped me. And Clem's like, fine, I'll help you. But just this once. I'm not happy about it.
I think he says Spike's not here.
Yeah. But I hate Dawn. I hate her. I hate her, hate her, hate her.
Here she has a point, though. She has a point that she should be out in the fight.
You think that she should be out in the fight?
Why not at this? Like, why not? Like, when I never understood Buffy saying she shouldn't be out there. In that scene where she was like, beforehand, before Willow went witchy, she was like, why can't I go out on patrol? Danger finds me anyway. I'm like, you know what? Train her. What are you doing?
Train her.
Why not?
But Dawn is like just as skinny, if not skinnier, than Buffy, and
they have the same blood, Joe. Willow without
noodly.
witch powers would go out and fight people.
That's true.
All right.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, Clem says, Spike's not here. But we go and we see what Spike is actually doing. He's doing his little tests where he's fighting this big, burly, jacked guy. Comes out to fight, and he's like, oh, I guess you're test number one. All right. Time to fight this.
He does say test. Doesn't he say test number one, but he doesn't realize it's test number one?
Well, he's like, oh, I guess you're the test or whatever.
You're the test,
okay,
yeah,
I guess we're here to fight. And the jacked guy comes out, and he's like, all right, I can handle a big, fat, fucking jacked guy. Like, I can beat the shit out of this guy. And then jacked guy flexes, and he now has flaming fists. And Spike goes, bugger.
He does the Ross Geller FU sign, and it's flames on his fist.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, flaming fist. A kryptonite for humans and vampires.
Yes, indeed. Not this human, though. This guy's obviously not human, but yeah.
It's fine. I mean, all these scenes of Spike are just whatever to me here. They just really...
Yes, same.
They feel like
I will
filler.
say, he's looking fucking shredded.
He looks like he has like no weight to him. He just has that like it's the Brad Pitt Fight Club like look. Yeah, it's 100%. Where you have like you're like at 5% body fat and you are miserable.
Yeah.
But like not it's a ton of muscle mass underneath that.
Yeah, it's like just like lightweight fighters in the UFC, like when Conor McGregor would do all those crazy weight drops and they just look sick.
Have you seen the trailer to that new Roadhouse movie with Jake Gyllenhaal?
No, I thought that Ronda Rousey was supposed to be in a Roadhouse remake.
I don't know.
But there's a new Roadhouse with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Mm-hmm.
When's it supposed to come out?
Oh, I don't know. I just saw the trailer. A lot of fighting. A lot of muscly dudes hitting people.
Just oiled up.
Jake Gyllenhaal's been getting jacked for roles. He was in that Southpaw movie. He's been in a couple movies where he's like getting ripped and fighting people.
He's a crazy actor, dude.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have a role where he's like playing a subdued guy. Like, he's hamming it up a lot.
I don't know if I'd say he's hamming it up. I mean, I don't know if you'd call...
what about Nightcrawler? He's going insane.
Nightcrawler, but I'm saying... what's the one he was famous for? Gosh.
Donnie Darko?
Donnie Darko. He's not hamming it
up. Bubble Boy?
He's not He's not hamming it up in Donnie Darko.
Mysterio? Spider-Man?
Mysterio? That was normal-ish. He has a little ham in it, but like he's playing a comic book. He's playing a comic book character.
I haven't seen Southpaw though. I feel like that would probably be a subdued role.
Yeah, I think he's balanced his stuff. He was in Jarhead, a movie I didn't really like that much, but
oh yeah, isn't that movie where his wife like bangs a bunch of people or something?
No, Jarhead's he's in like the military or something.
He's in the military, and while he's in the military, his wife like cheats on him or something, and he comes back home.
I think you're thinking of Brothers.
I think I'm thinking of both.
Jarhead and Brothers are different movies.
No, but I think it happens in Jarhead too.
I don't think they ever go home in Jarhead. Yeah, Brothers is.
I think he gets sent the video in Jarhead.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna look that up after we're done this.
But
anyway,
Jarhead,
flaming fists.
Jarhead is a psychological study of a Marine state of mind in the Gulf War. A sniper struggles to cope with boredom, a sense of isolation, other issues.
Other issues could be his wife sleeping with someone else.
It seems like that's the whole plot of Brothers, but whatever. Let's move on.
So Clem and Dawn, they go out on their little mission, and they're going to Rack's place. And Clem does not want to go there. Clem is like, you know about this Rack guy? And Dawn's like, yeah, I've been to Rack's place before. He's like, then you should know that this guy is shady, and I don't like to be around shady people. I don't think that you should be around him. And Dawn's like, I think Rack might know where Willow is, so we need to go and find Willow. And Clem is like, yeah, but here's the thing is, this guy Rack, not a big fan of the floppy-eared types. Doesn't like my kind, but he does like little girls. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that was a part of Rack's thing.
You didn't when he started calling Willow strawberry and stuff?
Well, I don't think of Willow as a little girl or Amy. They're in their 20s.
Yeah, I don't know.
But Clem's worried. He's really worried about this situation. And then he's like, Dawn, do you really think that you'll be able to stop Willow even if we do find her? And Dawn's kind of like, well, we gotta try.
I gotta try. This is Vance's prediction.
Yeah. And I gotta say, I say this all the time. There's honor in the attempt.
Yeah. If you want to hear about honor, we can check out the Cabin in the Woods podcast.
Yeah. It's crazy long debate about honor.
And sequels.
Patreon.com/Boys Watching Buffy.
And spinoffs.
Oh, man. So then Anya, Xander, Buffy, and Jonathan and Andrew, they return. They're in the magic box. And Anya's being kind of bitchy towards Xander. She's like, I fucking don't want to help you guys anymore. And Anya can't sense Willow anymore because she's not running off of vengeance anymore. She's just running off of bloodlust, and that's not her realm of things. But they're going to look for some magic to stop Willow. And Xander's like, we can't find anything. There's nothing here because Willow drained all of the books of their knowledge. And Anya's like, there might be some magic that can stop Willow. She didn't drain everything. And she unlocks her secret stash of magic. And it's anti-magic. It's protection spells and anti-magic. I'm like, boy, you didn't think to put any of this around the magic box all these years.
It's just ridiculous. Like, I have all the dark magic books up, easily accessible to anyone that walks in and wants them.
But there's a special anti-magic book that no one should be able to access.
And that we don't know how to read and translate.
Yes, she pulls it out and she's like, I can't read this. It's like ancient Sumerian or something. And Jonathan's like, you sure that it's ancient Sumerian? And you're like, shut up, nerd. And he's like, okay.
Well, at this point, my note was, they do call out that they went to the magic box. And my first thought when they walked in there was like, why the fuck would you go to the magic box if you're running away from Willow?
Mm-hmm.
You literally...
Isn't that the first place you think that you would go?
And you've also probably gone 5-minute walk away from the police station at this point.
Yeah.
And then also, why bring Jonathan, who knows magic, to a place where all the objects and items are usable, which again gets brought up a little bit too later, which is good. But those are what was going through my mind when I first saw them walk into this place.
But I was also a little bit confused and annoyed that they're like, shut up, nerd, sit down. And he's like, all right, I'm just saying, like, I think I could help if you're like, I know that you guys are trying to protect us. And they're like, we're not trying to protect you. We're trying to save Willow. So shut up and sit down. And Jonathan's like, okay.
Semantics, Buffy.
But I was just like, this is a wizard guy. He's clearly interested. I was waiting for him to be like, I can read that.
Yeah. I was waiting for Xander to be like, well, if he can read it, we gotta risk it, Yeah. But they don't do a thing where all they have to do is say, hey, we're not trusting you to read this and try to pull some trick. And he's like, I'm not gonna pull a trick. And it's like, I don't trust you. Done. That makes sense. But it was just like, I don't want to hear it. But he's like, but if you do this, then we could save it. And she's like, shut up.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They could have had a moment where that was the reasoning behind it.
Mm-hmm.
But I did think that he was going to do something.
I thought that he was going to find a way to like read it and help them. Be like, I could.
Yeah, I thought she would trust him too because of the orb moment that happened like 20 minutes ago where he helped her.
Yeah. He's the one that helped her defeat Warren
like the day
before he shot them.
Yeah.
But anyway, Jonathan then informs Buffy, like, well, all right, I don't care if you are trying to protect me or not or whatever. I can tell that Willow's probably running out of power because, like, her using that amount of dark energy, like, there's no way that she can do that. She's going to have to recharge. And they're like, oh, okay. And then Xander pulls Buffy aside and he's like, hey, so, like, what's the plan, though, if the anti-magic works and Willow shows up and we got this anti-magic? Like, what are we going to do then? And Buffy's like, we're going to talk to her. And at that point, I was like, you got a better plan? Like, what? You're just going to talk to her? Have you seen her?
This is the we pulled Buffy out of heaven. Maybe movie nights?
Yeah, man. But Buffy's like, we should try and talk to her. And Xander's like, okay, all right. And then Buffy's like, I think that Willow, she's probably out there. She's trying to find it somehow to recharge and re-up on magic right now. That's probably where she's at. And then we go back to the rack den. And Willow shows up. And she's looking around. And no one's around. She can't really sense anybody. She can't really see anybody. But then Rack is there. And he's like, oh, hey, what's up there, little girl? Nice to see you again. I'm so happy to, oh my God, look at all this power that you got. And he sneaks up from behind her. He's like groping her and stuff. And I was like, ugh.
I have the line that he says.
What does he say? Gotta clear the throat for that.
Yeah. This is a big one. Look at you, so growed up, full of juice, tastes like strawberries. Now you're ripe.
Yeah.
It's and he is right in her face.
Yes. And he's talking to her and he's like, I gotta know what you want. And she's like, oh, I'm just here. I want to get some more power. And he's like, oh yeah? All right, I can help you with that. Tell me but I gotta get mine first or something. He says something like that. And then she goes, I just want to take a little tour. And then she goes inside of Rack's essence, I wrote in my notes, stealing his power?
Yeah, she's doing what he did to her, kind of.
Yeah.
But what he did, it made them super high and it gave them power?
Yeah.
But I guess she's doing the opposite and taking, I don't know. Who cares? This magic witch stuff.
Yeah. She's stealing his essence or something, or recharging or whatever. And then as she's doing
Rack would have a little bit of counter power because she's weak at this point. Does he not have defenses?
I guess not. But anyway, so just as she's doing this, Clem and Dawn show up at the rack den. And Dawn's like, yes, Clem, I knew that your demon powers were going to come in handy finding the rack den. And then Clem is like, I don't think we should be here, dude. This is a bad idea. And Dawn's like, shut up, Clem. I'm going to go into Rack's office. If you don't want to come, you can wait out here. And he's like, all right, I guess I'll still wait out here, but be careful. I'm worried for you.
She's not that aggressive about it, but yeah.
Yeah. But she goes into Rack's back office and she's walking around. She doesn't see anything. She doesn't see anyone. She's walking around and then eventually she sees Rack's dead body or like lifeless, unconscious body hanging upside down. And she's like, oh my God, ew, cry. And then Willow sneaks up behind Dawn. And she's like, oh, hey, Dawnie, what are you doing here? And Dawn's like, I'm here to stop you or talk to you or something. Like, you're back on the magic? I thought that you were done with the magic. And then Willow goes, I am the magic. Whoa.
Yeah, that's deep. Now,
whoa.
When
I am the danger.
Yeah. Now, I'm the one who knocks. When Dawn walks in, she goes, Willow? And I didn't understand that. She walks into Rack's office and then asks, like, she doesn't think, she wanted to go to Rack's to find Willow. But then when she walks in, she's not like, Rack, where are you? She goes, Willow? As if she knew Willow was there somehow. Can she also feel it? Because everyone apparently can feel Willow in this episode.
Yeah. I mean,
I didn't understand that line. Yeah. I thought she should have been calling for Rack and then see Rack's dead body and then see Willow.
Yeah. But as soon as Dawn sees Willow, she's like, I've been looking for Willow. And then Willow's like, I am the magic. Dawn's like, all right, time to get away.
Because she's got these lines on her face now, and these like veiny,
veins.
Yeah,
yeah. The dark magic's consuming her, and Dawn's like, "Oh, okay, it's great. You're the magic. Okay, it's nice to see you. I'm gonna leave now." And then Willow like vanishes and reappears in front of Dawn, and she's like, "Where are you trying to go now, honey? It's I don't think I can let you leave now." And then Dawn tries to reason with Willow. She's like, what you're doing is wrong. Don't you know that? And don't you know that with all this magic, it's only going to make things worse? And I miss Tara too. I saw her dead body. And Willow's like, yeah, you saw her dead body? Did you cry? And Dawn's like, yeah, of course I cried. And Willow's like, so did I. Don't you know how bad this is and all this stuff? And Dawn's like, you're scaring me. I don't like what you're doing, Willow. And then Willow's like, hey, Dawn, do you remember back when you were just a mystic ball of energy? Don't you remember that? Maybe that's why you're crying all the time. Because you know that you shouldn't be human. And you know that this isn't where you're meant to be. Do you want to go back? Because I can send you back to being a mystic ball of energy, and you'll be happier, and I'll be happier, and basically everybody will be happier because we don't have to listen to your constant whining and crying all the time. And I was like, if this is what happens with Willow, I'm on board with this portion of this.
I was like, so you could just turn her back into the key?
I don't like that they keep calling her the ball of energy now, because it was like,
well,
I know that's what it is, but
that's
like,
what it is.
Yeah, but I liked it better when I was thinking of it as like a key.
When they called her a key, you pictured an old like skeleton key.
Yeah, I did. A green one. Like a keyblade from Kingdom Hearts. Did you ever play that game?
No, but I know of it.
That game is fucking ruled. First two. I haven't played the third one. I have it, but I haven't played it. Terrified that it's going to consume my life.
Games
because the first two did.
Games will do that. Instead, this podcast consumes our life.
I know, dude.
I need time for Buffy.
But Willow, when she's like, everybody's going to be happy without your constant whining, I was like, all right, good point. Point Willow.
I mean, she makes some good points.
Yeah.
But man, this is harsh.
Yeah. And it's real. And she's talking about like, I like that they keep mentioning that she's only been around for a year and a half. Mm-hmm. And Dawn's like, you're not human. Or Willow's like, you're not human. And Dawn's like, yes, I am. And Willow's like, shut up.
Dawn should be like, so tell me a little bit more about when I was a ball of energy. Because I don't remember it, but like, what will I know? Yeah. Will I feel like how Buffy felt when she died? Like,
but So Willow starts to creep a little closer to Dawn, and it's like she's there with menace.
Mm-hmm.
And then Buffy shows up.
Which was crazy to me.
Right.
When did she make this decision to go to Rax?
I think they're talking about how she's going to need to recharge, and I guess
And she went there once with Spike. How did she find it this time?
Yeah, because they make a mention of like it's constantly moving and all that stuff. And
Warren
the only way
had
that
to
she found it
bribe
the
someone.
first time. Yeah. The only way that she found it the first time because she was with Spike and he's got demon energy, and the only way that Dawn found it is because she was with Clem, who has demon energy. Is Buffy a demon confirmed?
She did come back wrong.
But it was kind of like if she got a sunburn or whatever Tara said.
It's like your molecules got sunburned or something, which sounds even worse.
Yeah. She's definitely got cancer.
Yeah.
She's handling uranium hearts. She came back molecules sunburned or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, Buffy shows up, cut to commercial. Come back from commercial. We're at the magic box, and Anya and Xander are trying to translate the anti-magic from Sumerian, and they're not having a good time with it because Anya can't do it. The only word that she can translate is the. And then Jonathan stands up and he's like, maybe it's because it's not Sumerian, maybe because it's Babylonian. And they're like, shut up, nerd. And I was just like, Xander, why are you the authority? And like, I get why he's like the authority, but it's like, this is beyond your, like, Xander can't translate Sumerian and Babylonian. Like, why wouldn't you at least ask Jonathan, like, are you really think that you can't translate this, or you can translate it or whatever?
Why did it's crazy Buffy left them there?
Yeah, because I mean,
it's 2-on-2 here.
It's 2-on-2, and I mean, as they bring up in like just a second, like Andrew's like, why are you trying to help them? And Jonathan's like, they're our only hope. They're protecting us against Willow. Like, you want to die like fucking Warren did? And then Andrew was like, bro, I don't know if you realize this, but they took us to the magic box. This place is filled with all kinds of magical totems and items that we can use. You're a fucking wizard, right? Break us out of here. We can start this whole thing over. We don't even need Warren. He's dead. He's gone. He's history. We can be the duo. I can take orders. You can be the leader. I promise you'll be the leader. Like, we could do this. And Jonathan's like, no, I don't trust you. You'll just backstab me again. And then Xander's like, hey, you two jib-jabbering over there. Why don't you shut up?
Okay. I'm gonna do this moment because it's a good moment.
Do it.
So Andrew's really like, I just want to take orders. I want to take orders. That's what I want. And John's like, you want to take orders? And he slams him against the wall. He's like, here's my order. Grow the fuck up, basically. And he slams him against the wall. And then casually, Xander is like, hey guys, settle down. Or Willow will make you 2 boneless chickens skinless too. Which I thought was a good line. But he says it so casually, like not even freaked out about these 2 dangerous people like starting stuff.
Yeah, and it's like he's leaning up against the counter like, hey, you two.
Hey. Yeah, he's a substitute teacher in a classroom.
You want me to put you over my knee? Settle down.
And then Andrew is just flipping out, and he's going on about how Willow's going to go after him. And he's like, she's a truck driving magic mama. And he makes references to Jawa, turning them into Jawa burgers, and calls her Darth Rosenberg. And then Xander virgin shames them. Yeah,
I mean, Andrew's telling them like, dude, once she kills us, you think that she's not going to go after you two? Yeah. You saw what she was doing when you were and Buffy were driving. Yeah. She doesn't care about you guys. She's going to kill you after she kills us. And then Xander, he's like, have you ever even seen a pussy, bro? Just like, what?
I just like, I like Warren's dick that I've never seen. He wouldn't let us shower together.
And then Anya's kind of like, I mean, Virgin Boy might have a point. She's like, I mean, she might come after us if like we're working against her right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Willow doesn't care if we live or die. And Xander's like, oh, nice of you to care all of a sudden if I live or die. And Anya's like, oh my God, you fucking idiot. Xander, you're a piece of shit, but I still care if you live or die.
She says, I care if you live or die. I just don't know which one. Which one I want right now.
Yeah.
Which is great. This whole scene with them is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. And like the barbs going back and forth. I love this line too, because Xander's like, I mean, if it gets really bad, I don't know what I'll do. And Anya's like, let me guess, you'll propose. And I was like, nice zing, dude.
She hit him
that
with
was
that one.
An appropriate, great fucking zing.
And then he asks, oh, you got it.
Well, yeah, Xander's basically like, hey, I deserve the zing right there. But I need to know, like, if Willow comes storming through these doors, like, are you going to fucking turn on me? Because I need to know, like, if you're on my side or not. Because I know that you have this whole vengeance demon thing going on and you don't like me. But are you going to turn on me? And Anya's like, Xander, as much as I want to reap bloody vengeance on you, I can't. I want to do it so bad. I want to make you hurt, but I can't make you hurt. And Xander's like, oh, so you fucking Spike, that wasn't vengeance enough? And then Anya's like, that wasn't vengeance. That was solace. And good. All right.
I know. I mean, they're just going like, this is good back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're great. This is great. Great lines, great reasoning, great character
and
stuff.
the acting is good too, because like every one of the lines that actually hits, the other person reacts. They let it breathe enough that like Xander hears that solace thing and it like sinks in to him, you know?
Yeah.
And then
I mean, he says in the last episode, like he understands why she did it.
But I mean, now
hearing
he's
it from the horse's mouth. Yeah,
exactly. And then she's like, I can't hurt you, so I'll have to do with just hating you.
Yeah. And Xander's like, all right, fair enough. And then she blames him and she's like, if it weren't for you, none of this would have happened. And then Xander's kind of like, you know what? You're right. None of this would have happened. Like when we were in the yard and Warren shot Buffy and Tara, I saw the gun. I saw the gun in his hand before he raised it, and I froze. And I couldn't stop him because I'm such a fucking coward. Like I could have. I feel like I may have been able to do something, but I didn't because I was frozen. Because I'm useless. And then Anya's like, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about our relationship. Yeah. And then that hits Xander even harder.
And
like he's got a double whammy right there.
Because before that, she says you don't get to play the martyr, which I think a lot of the people that don't like Xander have that feeling that he gets martyrdom or like whatever. And then he's like, oh, you think I'm the hero of this? I'm not the hero of this piece, you know, which I think is an interesting line to have because he is not the hero of this story at all. But he got the recap in the beginning of this episode. So it was like, this is what's been happening. As if this is a Xander show, you know?
Yeah. This is my story.
This is my story. This is how I ended up here. But no, it was just a great back and forth with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And great acting, good lines, great writing.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. Is this a Marty Noxon? Is this a Marty Noxon episode?
No, Douglas Petrie
is the writer.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's like all group right, but Marty Noxon did the last one, I guess. I think. It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Marty Noxon the last one.
Also a good one.
Oh yeah. They're hitting their stride, man. The end of the seasons, except for season 4, I feel like are really good.
Yeah, 22 episodes is a lot. I mean, I know that's what we did in TV. I know it's really a good economy for TV. Like you get to have work for that long, but it's a grind.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a grind. And I do love the one-off episodes, but once, like, they did a really roundabout way to get to Willow witch stuff. And on Discord, we had a lot of chatter about some people not loving the whole drug analogy, addiction angle to. And I feel like you wouldn't even need to do that in a shorter season. Not to say I want the season to be shorter, but they had to like stretch it all out. They had to start it out with the heaven stuff. And then they had to somehow like really sprinkle in Buffy's sad. Buffy's not sad anymore. Buffy's sad again. Willow's a witch. Willow's kind of not a witch. Now Willow's a witch again. You have to like do a little bit in the middle.
I just think that the way they structure the season is a little weird sometimes, because it's like they'll have a big event of like the trio does this crazy thing, and then they'll forget about the trio for like 4 episodes and then get back to the trio.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. You have to do that because you can't wrap up the trio stuff.
See, I feel like they could ball it differently. Like start with the heaven stuff, have a couple of, wacky one-offs, and then ball up the trio rising to power, and then ball up the Willow rising to power.
I don't know what ball up means.
Like in chunks, you know what I mean? Like have like 4 or 5 episodes of the trio rising to power, then 4 or 5 episodes of then.
That's
Willow.
kind of what Andor did. It's 12 episodes, but it's broken into like 4 parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that would have worked better, because there were some times where I'm like, did they just forget about the trio? And they even were like, oh yeah, those guys.
Yeah, sometimes they just mention them. Yeah, sometimes they just mention them. I don't know. It doesn't bother me that much. But it seems it took a windy road to get to what we knew was happening, which was going to be Willow, Buffy fighting, to a point where I didn't think it was going to happen again, because I thought she was just leaving. But when she stopped doing witch stuff, I was like, this is weird. Because if she stops doing witch stuff, then it's almost like when Tara breaks up with Willow. It's like, oh, we haven't established her as a character enough to survive without it. Anya has established enough of a character to exist without Xander, even though she's with the group.
Yeah.
Like she has enough of a agency in her own right.
So after this scene between Xander and Anya are kind of going back and forth about their relationship and what's going down, we go back to the rack den, and Buffy's with Willow, and she's telling Willow to back down, and Buffy's like, Dawn, leave, you gotta get out of here, Dawn, before shit gets bad. And Dawn tries to leave, and then Willow locks them all in the room, and I was like, fuck.
When Buffy grabs Dawn and she goes, oh, run, get out of here, I was like, what, you think you can just like physically run?
Yeah.
And did you say hi to Clem when you showed up, Buffy?
She better have. Or she should have
or did she yell? Or did she yell at Clem?
Yeah, she probably should have yelled at Clem. If I'm being honest.
Clem's like, hey, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And Buffy doesn't even have her coat on either.
No, she's just in a black little sweater.
Yeah.
She's there and she's talking to Willow. She's trying to convince Willow, like, this isn't you. Willow, I'm not talking to this dark energy. I'm trying to reach Willow. I know that you're still Willow, and Willow's still in there. And then Willow's like, Willow? Willow was a loser. People picked on her and they overlooked her, and they never really paid much attention to her in her stupid, mousy ways. And Willow's a junkie. And I was like, damn. And the only thing Willow was good for, and the only thing that I had going for me, was the moments when Tara would look at me and she would smile, and it made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. And that's never going to happen again.
And I call bullshit on that.
Yeah.
You dated Oz. You dated Oz for a long time.
But also,
those were good
this
times.
Is a toxic relationship.
What,
you gotta love yourself before you love others, baby. If you can't function without her and turn evil without a significant other, that's bad news. That's not a good relationship.
I was like, Willow had value before Tara showed up.
Absolutely, she did. But
yeah, and she dated Oz. Did Oz, like, her and Oz had a good relationship before werewolf cheating happened.
Yeah. And then Buffy is like, Willow, you gotta stop with the magic. You gotta stop with this. You're gonna lose everything. And Willow's like, I already lost everything. And then Buffy's like, no, you didn't, dude. Like, there's so much more to live for than just Tara. I mean, was she even really that cool anyway? I mean, tell me one funny quip she did.
I mean, she helped me out when my mom died, and we bonded a little bit. But I mean,
she was my confidant when I was fucking Spike. But
yeah.
I mean, otherwise, was she really that great?
Yeah.
She wasn't even in the intro credits until she died. And And she's like, no, there's so much more to live for. You gotta, life is awesome. And Willow's like, bullshit, dude. Buffy, you hate it here as much as I do. And Buffy's like, what? And she's like, this is a world where you lie to your friends when you're not trying to kill them. And then you screw a vampire just to feel something. And you're thinking that insane asylums are a more comfy alternative to this world. You fucking hate it here. And I know that you were happier when you were in the ground. And you were happier when you were fucking dead. That was the only time that you were at peace, Buffy. So don't give me this bullshit about there's so much more to live for. What? Dawn bitching and moaning and complaining and crying all the time? You fucking a vampire you hate. You were complaining about this last episode or 2 episodes ago when you thought that we were in a mental hospital. And you know what else fucking sucked about this world? You hated it and you were fine and you were at peace until Willow brought you back with magic.
Yeah, when she said that last part, I didn't understand her bragging about.
Me neither.
She's like, you hate it here, and you hate it because of me. Like, I didn't understand that last line.
Yeah, I didn't either. I was like, where are you? I'm with you for all the other stuff, but like, I don't know what your point is with that one.
You really made her feel bad about herself, and then you pointed that anger directly at you.
I'm thinking that there's like a separation between like Willow, like the sweet, nice girl, and Willow, dark energy Willow at this point. It's like a Venom situation,
She said with magic, and she is magic. So if she was like, and Willow brought you back, loser Willow brought you back.
Yeah, because she does go on like the tangent of like Willow was this, and then she separates it into like an I situation. It's like a very poignant, like I did X, Y, or Z. I can't remember where she makes the distinction.
But I don't know what the exclamation point of saying, and Willow brought you back with magic. Like, that doesn't bring your point home. Your point is like she's lying to you about how much she likes it here. You explain why she doesn't. And then you blame yourself for doing it to her. It was weird to me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm trying to think of a way that it like logically works out, and I can't grasp it at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm sure Discord's going to jump all over that.
Yeah.
And let us know what she was
helping
us understand it.
I'm sure we're going to talk about something so random from this episode.
I know. You really thought Andor was structured that way? Are you kidding me?
Jake Gyllenhaal, actually.
I've heard nothing but good things about Andor, though.
Andor's great. Andor's so good.
So after Willow punctuates this, then Willow brought you back with magic. Willow magically transports herself, Buffy, and Dawn to the magic box. And Dawn passes out, and Buffy's like feeling weak. She's a little out of her sorts and stuff. And Willow's like, oh yeah, that'll happen if I transport. It's a little hard on you if you're not, me.
If you're not magic. I will say the transition was great.
I didn't even realize that they were doing what they were doing.
I saw the cameras like going around them, and then they're just like dissolving into like the background, dissolving into the magic box. I wanted to go back to look at it, but I just kept plowing forward. But it was great. The transition was great.
Yeah. And then so Buffy kind of passes out. She falls to the ground. She's like, oh.
Dawn falls to the ground.
Well, Dawn falls to the ground, but Buffy also does. She's like, I'm feeling weak. She needs to sit down.
I think she goes to help Dawn. She's like, Dawn, and she leans down to help Dawn. I don't think she passes fully out.
Yeah, I don't think she passes out here. I think that she just like needs to take a second because she got a tummy ache.
Yeah, and then she goes down for Dawn because Dawn collapses.
But then Willow turns around and she sees Jonathan and Andrew, and she's like, oh, you boys like magic, don't you? Abracadabra. I was like, fuck, that was pretty badass. I like that one.
And then she shoots out CGI nonsense.
Yeah, dark energy at the duo and the anti-magic spell it works. There's some kind of protection spell on them.
Yeah. It's a commercial break here, so we don't know exactly, which was good because I really wanted to come back and see them like I think I paused it just to see if that was the end of the episode because I wanted to see what happened to them. And I was really excited to see them being like flipped inside out immediately.
Yeah. But now there's an anti-magic protection spell on them. And Anya's there and she's chanting. And I don't know if you noticed this, but Xander is just standing behind the counter casually watching everything go on. He's not trying to stop anybody. He's not doing anything. He's just standing there.
He just admitted.
And for as much as he had that realization of like, oh, I saw Warren raise the gun and I didn't do anything, he does the exact same shit right here.
I know. He admitted being useless. And he was like, well, I admitted it, so I don't have to actually change.
Like, I was watching him in the background, like, he doesn't even have like a concerned look on his face.
No.
He's just kind of standing there leaning up against the counter like, I guess this is happening.
Yeah, he's like, I did my big scene already. Yeah, this scene is crazy because they don't do the thing where Willow freezes them and stops them from doing anything. They just don't do anything.
Yeah. And then after it's realized that the anti-magic is working, the duo, I was about to say Anathan. Jonathan and Andrew.
Okay. Oh, okay.
They try to escape, and then Willow kind of blocks the main exit, and then they start to run towards the back exit, and then they grab some swords, and Willow's like, you idiots.
I love they have swords.
Yeah. And she goes, well, you know what they say, if at first you don't succeed, keep trying. And then she just shoots some more dark energy at them, and it's still not working. And then we go to Spike.
Yeah, when it got to this, I'm like, oh, why?
Yeah, I'm like, who cares?
Yeah.
I know he's going to beat this guy.
Yeah, we're not worried about this. This is just a normal, and it's not even cool. It's just, the fire was cool at first, but now this is just him fighting a dude.
Yeah. But, I mean, he's getting beat up, and he's got cuts and scrapes all over, and he's fighting this guy, and then eventually he snaps the guy's, the Fire Fist guy's neck, and he's like, all right, there you go. He looks over at the demon, he's like, passed your test. And the demon's like, yes, you passed the first stage of the test. And Spike's like, bollocks.
And I was like, my note says, did he really think that was it?
Right?
You just had to fight some guy with flaming hands?
That'd be so easy.
Yeah. And then it's like, oh, I'm happy we broke away from the action for this.
Yeah. For like this really quick, like 1 minute, 2 minute scene of Spike beating this guy up. And then we go back to the action that we care about.
Yeah.
And we go back, and Willow's still attacking the duo. And Willow is like, all right. This is some pretty advanced protection spell shit you got going on here. All right. Kudos to you guys. All right.
I do want to just jump in here and say, it's no way that Willow shouldn't know where this protection spell is coming from.
100%.
She can sense things. She can feel things. She can hear things.
100%, Vance. This is exactly my thought process.
I
was going to save it till till later, but I was like, how does she not realize what's going on?
Yeah. I get it for wanting the action to play out the way the action plays out, but it's logistically crazier. It's almost as crazy as Xander with the cop car showing up moments later. Yeah.
But she's like, all right, there's anti-magic going on here. All right, guess we'll have to go old school. I can't do magic on you, but there's nothing saying that I can't do a spell on myself to make myself physically stronger. And she does a power-up spell on herself. I was like, great logic, great thinking.
Does that not... It's interesting that this anti-magic thing doesn't cover the whole place, that you just can't use magic. It's like protecting just those two.
Yes.
It seems like if you were magically charging yourself and you punch somebody with your magically charged self, you would be using magic. But whatever.
Yeah,
it's a loophole. It's a loophole.
I can buy the logic of it. Like
I buy it because of what it leads to.
Yeah. I mean, I buy the logic of it because I don't know.
Yeah, just let it happen.
It's fine.
Just let it happen. Just let it happen.
So she's like, all right, I'm physically stronger now. I'm just going to beat the shit out of you with my fists. And Buffy gets in her way. She stands between Willow and the duo. And she's like,
Buffy,
you're going to have to get...
Fist fight?
Buffy's
Kicking?
like...
Kicking and fist fights? Did someone call my name?
We got to fucking pay these... We got to get the stunt double to do something today.
Yeah, they're like, wait, hey, I mean, it's magic. I'm all out. I'll just stand on the sideline and just let you keep shooting laser beams at him. But hey, you say fist fight. Buffy's here.
So Buffy shows up and she's like, if you want to get to them, you're going to have to get through me. And then Willow's like, all right. And she just punches Buffy across the room.
I love it.
Smashes into a bookshelf and just crumbles the bookshelf.
Buffy says she doesn't want to hurt her. And then she gets uppercutted across the room.
Yeah. My note says, I don't want to hurt you. And then in all caps, punch. And then Willow, not a problem.
Yeah.
And then Buffy gets up and she's like, dusts herself off. And she's like, all right, my turn. And then punches Willow across the room.
Yeah, she's like,
smashes in.
I said I didn't want to hurt you.
bookshelves.
But I love the stunt double of Willow getting knocked across the room. That fall was so much funnier. Like she like ragdolls into the bookcase and the magic box is being ripped apart again.
Dude, I wrote that in my notes. I was like, this set is getting destroyed. I was like, is this the end of the magic box? Because it's getting demolished.
This is when Willow should have been like, Anya should be freaking out right now. Where is she? Mm-hmm. She would definitely be saying, don't break stuff.
So as Buffy and Willow are starting their big showdown fight scene, Xander and Dawn and the duo are leaving now. And they're like, we got to get out of here. And they pass Anya, who is chanting, doing the anti-magic spell. And she is 6 feet away from Willow, maybe.
She's literally
just around a corner, not hidden at all.
That corner that they all walked to when they didn't want to deal with Giles and Buffy's talk that one time.
And
speaking out loud too.
Yeah, Xander's like, Anya, like yelling, Anya, come on, we got to get out of here. And Anya's like, I got to stay and I got to keep this protection spell going. And Xander's like, are you sure? And Anya's like, will you just fucking leave? This is your forte. Just leave.
She said something specific. I forget what it was.
Yeah, I'm with you. I know that she says, I can't.
It's something related to their conversation. Like, be like, do the hero, like, I don't know, do the hero thing or something. I don't know, something.
Yeah, for once in your life.
Yeah, something.
Do something.
Yeah.
And Xander's like, all right, I'm abandoning you.
I'm like, she's a vengeance demon now. She can teleport. She can teleport her way out of here if she needs to.
So Willow gets up and she sees them all leaving and she's pissed. She's like, God damn it, they got away. And then Buffy gets up and then she says to Buffy, 6 years as a sideman? Now I get to be the Slayer. And Buffy retorts, a killer isn't a slayer. Being a slayer is something you can't conceive of. And then Willow retorts, you need to have every inch of your ass kicked. Every square inch of your ass kicked. And then Buffy goes, show me what you got. I'll show you what a slayer really is. And I was like, oh, it is fucking on, dude.
It's great. It's
great lines.
Now, I asked this question, I think, last episode. Do you think Willow's in season 7?
I don't know. Because
is there any coming back from this?
The big switch up for Willow is in the intro credits when she's the last person, and it's Allison Hannigan as Willow. That's a big thing. Like, her star is rising. She was just in American Pie, I guess. Like, she's doing well. So she's the star now. So maybe she's not in season 7 because she's off doing bigger projects, maybe.
I don't know if she's that.
But I feel like
big
she's
of a
kind of
star.
integral to the show.
I know, yeah. But you would think that same thing about Giles too.
Yeah, like I feel like she's got to be in it, but I don't know how.
I think if she's in it, she has to be. Oh yeah, it's just so tricky the way. I know we got one more episode, but man, she's so dark, and the stuff that she's did is not come back fromable.
I mean, she's not even like she's insulting Buffy as a person
yeah.
and then she's insulting Slayers as a concept too. She's like, oh, you think I'll fucking show you? But I love that Buffy's like, I'll fucking, you want to see some Slayer shit? I'll fucking show you some Slayer shit, dude.
Buffy does have some confidence from being powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we go outside and Andrew and Jonathan are like, where the fuck are we going? Where are we going? And Xander's like, we're going somewhere safe. We got to run away. And then Dawn's like, where are you taking us? And Xander's just like, here's a moment of clarity and an honesty with everybody. Have no fucking idea where we're going to go. And I liked that. I like that they're like, I don't know where we're going to go. Willow found Warren in the middle of the woods. Like, she can sense people. Like, I have no idea where we're going to go. Like, this is fucked.
And then Andrew says, oh, we need to get out of town, get out of the country. We need to go to Mexico. And my thought was, now you want to go to Mexico?
Yeah.
You had so many opportunities to leave.
Yeah. Then we go back to Buffy and Willow fighting.
And then they pull a sword on Xander. Then Andrew pulls a sword.
No, that's a later scene.
I thought he pulls it here, and then we cut back to the scene.
No.
Yeah, I think
my notes go.
I know your notes go. I'm saying I watched it.
But yeah, it stops at Xander doesn't know where he's going to take him, and then we go back to Buffy and Willow fighting, and Buffy's on top, and this is.
I will argue that Andrew pulls the sword in the previous scene.
He does not.
Okay.
Buffy and Willow are fighting, and we have a segment on our Angel podcast that Vance does, where it's quote unquote of the week, where Vance picks best quote, worst quote, sometimes some other fun ones in between. Mm-hmm. I'm going to choose a worst quote of the week for Buffy the Vampire Slayer right here, right now.
Okay.
And it is when Buffy is on top of Willow, and Willow, before she tosses Buffy off of her, she says, "Get off, super bitch." Cringed so hard when she said that.
It's a Willow line, though.
I hated it. But
it is a Willow line. I get it. It's not a great one, but I could see Willow saying that. It sounds too much like her saying it and not her as the witch version. It's like high school her saying it. Yeah.
But yeah, they're just, I wrote in my notes, they're just destroying the magic box.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go back to Xander and Dawn, and Jonathan decides like, we're running. I can't run anymore. I got to stop. And then this is where Andrew says we need to go to Mexico. And then Xander's like, no, we're not going to Mexico. We're not running. We need to wait for Buffy. We need to wait for what Buffy is going to tell us what to do. And then Andrew is like, what if Buffy's dead already? You saw what Willow was capable of, and she's in there and she's fighting Buffy. Like, what if she's dead? Who knows if she'll come back? And then she's going to come and she's going to find us. And Xander goes, you'll do what I say. And Andrew goes, buddy. And then he pulls the sword on Xander. And then he's like, no, we're not doing that. So he's got the sword up to Xander's neck. And I was like, how did you not expect this to happen, Xander?
Well, yeah, I was looking at them holding two swords. I was like, you guys are letting them run behind you holding swords?
With weapons?
Yeah.
And they know magic and how to summon demons? You stupid.
Yeah.
So then we go back to the magic box, and Willow gets punched up the stairs, and she finds Anya chanting. Anya's been chanting, doing this anti-magic spell. And Willow's like, oh, it seems like I've been fighting the wrong person this whole time. I should have been looking for you, Anya. And she goes up to Anya.
And Anya's still like sitting there clutching the book and like, no. Wait, here's something we didn't bring up. The whole time they haven't been able to translate this book.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, she just knows how to translate it and it works. When did they figure that out?
Off screen.
When they were bickering, arguing, and the only thing she could translate was the.
Yep. Maybe I don't know, because she's like, I can't read it.
Yeah.
But maybe she just needs to say what's going on and not know what the meaning is.
But you can't read it.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so she sees Anya and Anya's like, uh-oh. Then we go back to Xander and he's got a sword up to his throat. And Xander's like, Andrew, put the sword down. And then Dawn kind of stands up to Andrew. She's like, yeah, put the sword down. And Andrew's like, no, you're going to listen to me now. And then from behind, Jonathan puts his sword up to Jonathan's neck. And Jonathan's like, put the sword down. And I was like, nice. Like that.
Well, I think we did know that Jonathan was going to do something to like help again. Like that's kind of just what he is. The blocking of this though is hilarious because Xander can just step backwards.
Right?
He's not pinned against a wall or anything. The blade is up against his neck and he's like, okay, everyone stay calm. I'm like, Xander, just step away. Like if you just took a jump backwards, you're good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, I get it. It's a showdown and a standoff without guns in Sunnydale.
Yeah. Because guns are useless. These things are useless, except for they killed a character. But Jonathan's talking to Andrew. He's like, we're not leaving. We can't leave. And you know why we can't leave? Because once this is all over and once Buffy defeats Willow, we're going to go to jail and we're going to do the time for our crimes. It's like lame.
Yeah, right. It's like, here we go, officers. Put us back into the jail cell that was ripped apart.
Yeah.
Well, that's like sounds good on paper. That's like beer bad level of justice is served. No, this isn't them turning themselves in. Like Andrew's not going to do that. Also, why does Andrew not have any powers? It seems he was in a magic shop. He can summon demons. Why is he so deferential?
I think he needs some kind of musical item. We saw.
Yeah, but the place is full of that stuff.
Yeah, he should always have like a recorder in his back pocket to play hot cross buns. And pull up
a little harmonica.
Pull up a demon. Yeah.
What do they call it? A little mouth guitar.
A mouth organ.
Organ. Yeah.
Harmonica. Just something.
Yeah.
Miniature pan flute.
Pan flute.
He needs to be like the guy from the band Blues Travelers who had a vest filled with harmonicas in different pitches.
That would be so scary. He shows up and he's like, and like demons are flying all out. Yeah.
Starts playing Runaway. Why you wanna be run around?
He could have been the ringleader at the end of Cabin in the Woods, just controlling all. That would solve the question of how they get back in. Just what is it? The Pied Piper thing with the snakes or whatever, or playing the flute or whatever, something that like makes the animals move or whatever.
The snake dance, snake charmers.
Yeah.
The flute.
Yeah.
But, Jonathan and Andrew, once they get out of this sticky situation, they're going to go back to jail.
Yeah, that'll teach them.
Yeah. Jonathan.
What are you guys going to go to jail? What are you guys going to go to jail for? Are you going to say we were robbing that place, or did you aided and abetted the disposal and murder of Katrina? Well, how much are you going to tell the cops?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so after this scene, we go back to the magic box and Willow is choking Anya. And Anya's like, help me. And Buffy's she's a little knocked out. And at this point, I'm like, just teleport, Anya.
Yeah. But also, can you die? Because we saw Helfrich get stabbed in the chest with a sword.
Yeah, and pop up like immediately after.
She's like, you think that works? Like,
Yeah, but Willow tosses Anya across the room. She falls into a bookshelf, knocks some books over, knocks her out. And then Willow uses a spell to toss Buffy across the room and knocks Buffy out.
It's a lot of extras covering their face as they dive headfirst in the shelves.
Yeah.
A lot of stunt doubles. I love the stunt people, how they have to cover their face every time they fall.
And then Willow stands above both of these knocked out women and she says, "There's no one in the world who can stop me now." And then a blast of green energy comes and shoots at Willow, and she gets tossed across the room.
Now, before we reveal this, what did you think happened here?
I thought it was exactly what happened.
I didn't. My mind went blank. I was just in anticipation to the reveal.
I was giddy when I saw her fly across the room and fall down. I was like, ooh, ooh.
Oh, you know what I thought? For a minute, I thought it was Amy the Rat. I will say that.
Okay. I mean, that would have been, that would have been decent.
Yeah.
But as soon as I was like, you better show it. You better fucking show it. And you see Willow fly across the room. Then you see a close up of her face and she's, ow, ow. And she opens her eyes and she looks up, and through the doorway, Giles comes in. And the last thing that Willow said was, "There's no one in the world who can stop me now." And Giles says, "I'd like to test that theory." End of episode.
It's so badass. It's
awesome.
Badass.
I mean, him walking through that doorway, it gave me reminders of Chainsaw Giles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And also, I was giddy, and as soon as I saw Giles walk through the door and say, "I'd like to test that theory," my next immediate thought after amazing Giles is here was, "Oh, Giles is going to die." That was my immediate next thought. Giles is dead.
He's like, "I really don't want to come back to the show. I'll come back, but you got to go."
And then my immediate next thought was, how long has Giles been in Sunnydale? How did he hear about what's going on?
Well, at one point I thought when they couldn't translate, because we see Giles in the recap. And when you see stuff in the recap, you're thinking, oh, that person might show up. But they recapped the whole season, so who knows, right?
Yeah.
When they couldn't translate, I thought they were going to make a phone call. And, that it would be probably early or super late when they called. Oh, man, yeah, they're in California. Yeah, it would have been, that time difference would be something. But I thought they were going to call Giles and be like, "Hey, we need to use an anti-magic spell. Do you know this thing? Blah, blah, blah." Right? We never get that. They never even think to call Giles. It would explain why Anya knew how to say it if it happened off screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know if it doesn't look like he has a weapon that he shot her with or anything. He's not holding anything that we could see.
Yeah, I feel like when he walks in, he's kind of got like his hands at his side or in his jacket pocket.
You can't really see. And it's like low angle. It's such a badass shot.
It's so good, man.
It's so awesome.
I did the little fucking meme of Giles jumping after Buffy punched Ethan Rain. I was like, fuck yeah. And then, oh no, he's dead. He's a dead man.
I haven't thought that far. I was wondering if he had been studying witchcraft this whole time. Like, what has he been doing in London this whole time, or Bath, where he's staying?
Yeah. I mean, he's not like a powerful
Did he teleport over here?
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's had to have, if he's like flying back to America, like,
it's no way he's back after. It's no way he even knows that Tara got shot.
Yeah. And like, in the time span of Willow becoming the magic, there's no way he could have flown. He would have had to have teleported unless he's been in Sunnydale for weeks and like, I've been keeping tabs on you or something.
Because Xander was at the house and didn't even know Terry got shot.
Yeah.
So, that's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting to find out how much he knew And I know you mentioned something about, I wonder if Giles could have stopped Willow before.
Yeah, I mean, last episode I did was like, man, I miss Giles. Here we are.
Oh, I'm sure Spoiler Chat was having a day with that one.
Oh, I bet.
They love it. They love it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, just good stuff.
I bet there were a lot of selfie face pictures being like, when Joe said, I miss Giles. Oh.
I want to see more Anya and Spike hangouts.
Oh.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think he either teleported over or he's been here. You're right. It's no way. Because
he had to have teleported. But then I didn't know
maybe
that
he got the
Giles...
news report that a blonde woman was shot and a blonde girl was shot in Sunnydale, and he just flew over.
Yeah, because I guess it's been
a day.
Has it been a day?
It's been a day.
Nobody's changed clothes though.
But it's been night to morning. Because the bus station thing happened in the day, and then it was night. Then the same day.
Okay.
Warren got his skin ripped. It's the same night. This is the same night as last episode.
Yeah. Okay. But man, I was stoked to see Giles, and that shot to see him.
Mm-hmm. They nailed
I'd like
it.
to test that theory.
Yeah.
Fucking perfect line too.
Perfect. Yes, perfect line. TV show timing.
Yeah. But he's definitely going to die. Like he from what we've seen, we've never seen him as like a powerful warlock witch. Like there's no way that he can go toe to toe with Willow. Like that was a nice sucker punch.
Well, we don't know what he's been up to.
I mean, I hope that they explain if he does
Willow
end up going toe to toe.
Willow all of a sudden doesn't need items to do magic. when she went to the bronze, she was doing some crazy stuff.
Fair enough. But yeah, that's 2 to go. You got anything else to say about this episode?
No. Pretty good one.
Fuck. Next episode is titled Grave. Giles dies. They put Giles in the ground and they mourn Giles. And maybe that's Willow killing Giles.
You think Willow kills Giles and she's in the next season?
I think that she's sorrowful. I mean, bro, Spike's going to be in the next season.
Yeah, but as a full-on baddie.
I don't know, man.
Oh, you know what I thought about? The wording of when that demon in the flashback, in the recap, when he was like, oh, you want to return to your former self, right? And I was like, if he finished this trial, is he going to return to his former Spike self? Or will he return to his former William self?
William the Bloody. Wow.
Bloody
poet.
bad poet, yeah.
Oh, that'd be good.
I wouldn't like it.
He becomes human
I don't
again?
want to watch him human. That'd be annoying.
All right, Grave. I think Giles is... Or maybe Willow takes Buffy back to her grave site and shows her, like, that's where the final battle between her and Buffy goes down, is on top of Buffy's former grave.
Like a clearing in the woods?
No, like where Buffy was buried.
Yeah, no, it's just like a clearing in the... I mean, it looks like a clearing in the woods the way it's set up, but... I'm going to say... I'm going to have the two predictions. One, I think Giles mentions that he killed Ben.
Okay.
And Dr. Intern Ben. I think there's a mention of that. And I think Willow dies.
You think Willow dies?
Yeah, I'm going to go for it.
All right. It's a bold prediction. I like it.
Why not?
Somebody's dying. I mean, it's an episode called Grave. This is the big... It's the final countdown.
Grave, something dark. Something dark. What's dark without death?
Grave stakes, grave consequences.
What's your prediction? Giles is going to die?
I predict Giles dies, and maybe that sends Willow over the edge of she's not evil anymore, maybe. She realizes what she's done. That's what gets her remorse.
Buffy says the line.
And also, they go to Buffy's grave and they fight on top of Buffy's grave. Those are my predictions.
And you Willow remorse?
Yeah, sure.
Because Buffy mentions that killing Andrew and Jonathan is a line that she can't cross.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're somewhat innocent, but they're not. They keep claiming they're innocent, but they're not innocent. They just didn't kill Tara.
Saying, yeah, they
keep saying we didn't
that,
do nothing. And then at the end, Jonathan's like, no, yeah, we were
well, I
part
think
of
even
it.
Buffy is like, yeah, you didn't have anything to do with the killing of Tara,
Yeah.
but you guys have done shit.
Yeah. But then she's like, killing them is the line you don't cross. Like Warren, she tells, like, Warren is not, she's like kind of okay with the Warren thing a little bit. Like, she didn't want it to happen, but that's the one you get. Everybody gets one.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing tonight.
I love your standing trial. You're like, well, I was listening to the Boys Watching Buffy podcast, and they said everybody gets one.
Vance Tucker said everybody gets one. Oh, man.
Yeah.
So your prediction is Willow dies.
And Giles mentioned something about killing Dr. Intern Ben.
Okay. All right. Well, that is a wrap, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sticking around and listening to our episode on 2 to Go. Sign up for our Discord. Join it. We have a lot of fun chatter going on there. Sign up for our Patreon, patreon.com/boyswatchingbuffy. And then we do Boys Watching Angel there, Boys Watching Movies, Joseph Asher Report /Corner. Follow us on Instagram at Boys Watching Buffy, boyswatchingbuffy@gmail.com. Got merch out there. Xander Harris Defender shirt, Rat Flakes. We Like the Show, 1 Starbuck Town stuff. We got it all, baby. Espresso Pumped. It's all there. We got merch. Get some.
And more to come.
More to come.
Yeah.
Why the hell not?
Yeah.
And, yeah, that's a wrap, everybody. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned next time for when we talk about Grave.
"6 years as a sideman. Now I get to be the slayer."
A killer isn't a slayer. Being the slayer means something you can't conceive of.
Oh, Buffy. You really need to have every square inch of your ass kicked.
Then show me what you got. And I'll show you what a slayer really is.
Seltzer Kings Podcasts.